Hey folks, it's Leonie from Live Well with Leonie here today, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is to make basil pesto. Now, I don't think I've made this before, and I'll be hand on heart perfectly honest and say I have been known to buy it, but the thing that really puts me off buying it from the supermarkets or wherever I get it from is that the oil that they have in the supermarket brands, even the specialist brands, is either vegetable canola. And those are really inflammatory for our bodies. And I'm just over having really bad fats in my food. So I'm making this one today in my Thermomix, and it's being made with olive oil, which of course is good for you, and it's cold pressed, really good brand olive oil. So let's have a look at how easy it is to do. It takes seconds. In fact, the majority of the time to make it is in the preparation. Let's have a look. Okay, so you can see here I've got the basil pesto recipe up on my TM7. It says 5 minutes prep. Probably took me a little bit longer because I had to strip all the leaves off the basil, but that's okay. Total 10 minutes, and this is going to make 350 grams. Now let's get started. So I've got my Parmesan cheese here, and I just cut it up into chunks. You don't want to put Parmesan in too big a chunk because it is quite a hard cheese and it does cause the blades to labor a little bit. So let's pop that in now. It should be around about 80 grams, just a little bit over, that's fine. And it's ticking it off already. So now I'm going to grab my lid, and next what do I need to do? Grate it. So this is going to be a little bit loud, but let's see how we go. Now, did you hear that noise as it started off making quite a loud noise, and then as it went through you heard it get a little bit quieter. To be honest, it would probably finish grating in about 7 or 8 seconds, but I let it go the full amount. I'm just going to take the lid off and show you how that's been grated down. Have a look at that. That's like powder. It's so fine, which is what we need for making pesto, of course. So what's our next step? We're adding in 30 grams of pine nuts. Now, pine nuts can go rancid very quickly. So these have actually been kept in the freezer. You can freeze nuts. They freeze perfectly well and it will keep them from going off. So I just need 30 grams of these. Hoping, of course, I have enough in this packet. Oops, a little bit more, whatever. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of pine nuts, so hence I don't use them very often, and hence why they live in the fridge. Okay, so we've done that. Next we've got 1 garlic clove, and here's one I prepared earlier. 1 garlic clove, tick. Fresh basil. Now, I didn't quite have enough fresh basil. I bought this, I must admit, a couple of days ago. They were on special. So I bought up a couple of bunches and they had wilted a little bit. That's not going to matter. But what I've done to make up the extra weight is I've actually put in some bok choy leaves, which isn't going to make a difference because really you can make pesto out of anything. I mean, you can make it out of sun-dried tomatoes and capsicum, let's face it. So I've just popped that into there. Now I want some extra virgin olive oil. So here's my olive oil. I buy different brands, but I know Cobram is Australian for a start, and a really good brand that I'm quite happy to use. So here we go. I'm just going to tear that back a little bit, and we want 150 grams of olive oil. So this is going to take a little while to get out. Give it a good shake to get it out. And this is really, really good fats for our body, the olive oil. Being extra virgin, and this is a robust flavour, so it's going to have quite a bit of flavour in and of itself in the oil. Not to mention the basil and the parmesan and the pine nuts. Glug, 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 glug. Hoping I have enough in here. I thought I would because it was a fair bit of the bottle, but I might have to go grab another one. How are we going? We're getting there. I might just have enough in this bottle. I use a lot of olive oil in my salads. I think we're going to make it. There we go. Tiny bit over, but again, that doesn't matter because we went over with the other things. Doesn't really matter too much with your pesto. And then I just want 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. Now I'm using Celtic salt here just because it was kind of handy. 1/4 teaspoon, to be honest, that's probably a little bit more, but who cares? You can never have too much salt in my opinion. So that's my salt. Well, you can have too much salt, but most of us don't. Okay, next, we're going to chop. 20 seconds, let's go. I'm just going to stop that and give this a little bit of a stir because I can hear it's kind of chunking. Oh my gosh, it's everywhere. It's just a basil explosion. Pesto explosion here, but that's okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so messy here. But look, that's okay. You know, your Thermomix doesn't really care if you're a little bit messy because it's really easy to clean. Just going to scrape that around and give it a bit of a push down so it all chops up nice and evenly. I think, to be honest, it's pretty close to being done, but we'll put it on for the extra time just in case we've still got some lumpy bits in there. And continuing on. Serve immediately or transfer into a sealable jar and store in the refrigerator until ready to use. Finish. Done. Now let me show you what this looks like. It'll still have some all over the lid again. But how does that look? Isn't that beautiful greenness amazing there? So, and that, my friends, is how easy it is to make basil pesto. Now I've got to tell you, even with the prep, that was quicker for me to do that than to go to the supermarket or wherever I go shopping and look at all the labels to decide which one is the best. So that is the best that you can buy. Make it yourself. That's it from me. Happy cooking, everyone.